this is the relationship reading for September. Obviously we are in September, but we done the twin flame and we done the soulmate. So this is a relationship reading. They're all relationship readings, and you might resonate with all of them with the same person, or it may be separate for you. It's totally fine, whatever way around you resonate with this reading. So it could be a lover, a twin flame, a soulmate, or it could be any relationship. We're just going to see what Spirit brings out for this reading to do with a relationship, okay? And I've got this new deck which I did introduce on for the weekend readings. It's a very nice new deck that I really am enjoying using. So we're going to start off with a card from there just to see what Spirit brings. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for giving the video a thumbs up, because it does help it reach out across YouTube. And I'm sending you lots of love wherever you are on Gaia. Relationships are not easy. They do bring up a lot of our shadows, obviously, shadows in other people, our ego, and neediness, all sorts of things. So they really touch us in the deepest way. So they tend to trigger us the most, don't they, relationships? So we'll see what this first card is from Spirit. See what we get. Okay, they're talking about worthiness here. So it's a beautiful card. So this is all about your worthiness, our worthiness for September. So that's the key word and energy, really, is about us finding our worthiness this month in this particular relationship. Let's have a look at the recent past and what's been going on with this relationship in the recent past then. Okay, you've got the Six of Wands. So there's been some good developments for you. There had been some good things happening here. Somebody may have been in their ego a little bit too much. That's possible. Let's see what else we're getting. Three of Cups. It feels like with these two cards, there's been some good things that have happened, either for you or the other person. There's been some healing, but there may also have been some ego. Your person may have been meeting other people, or with the Three of Cups, it's like a very social card. Is your person communicating with other people online? Have they been a bit in their ego? They've got a bit overconfident here. The Six of Wands can represent overconfidence. Three of Cups can be sort of mingling with lots of different people. Now, that's one way of reading it. The other way of reading it is that you have been doing really well in terms of finding your own sense of self, and kind of starting to enjoy your healing journey a bit more, okay, with the Three of Cups, because Three of Cups is actually quite a healing card as well, and with the first card, worthiness. So, Spirit is basically saying that even if your person has been rather egoic, if they have been chatting to different people, they've been maybe a bit too overconfident in themselves, that may have been going on, but then equally you've been doing very well, and Spirit is wanting to reassure you of the fact that you are doing well with your healing, that you are starting to feel a bit more confident in yourself and find your sense of worthiness. So let's see what's happening in September with this connection. Okay, Two of Swords. There is something that you have to find courage with this month, okay? Somebody's got to find the courage. Two of Swords is all about having the courage to see more clearly, okay? And it's also about having the courage to basically figure out what it is you really want and go for that. Now, there is the Two of Cups here, which can signify reunion and reconciliation. So there may have been a situation this month where you've seen each other, you've had some kind of reconciliation, You've got 2 2s. Now 2 2s is the High Priestess in the tarot. It feels like this situation is still really quite mysterious. And it's like, what is going on? On the one hand, it feels like you're gaining a sense of yourself and a sense of empowerment in yourself. But it feels like things are still quite difficult to decipher. It's difficult at this point in time for you to know exactly what's going on, either with you or this person. Okay, so let's get a card for what what's going on with your person. Okay, the person that you think about. What is Spirit saying about them? Okay, they've got the Hermit. So your person is spending time alone here, and it's a card about raising the consciousness level. It's a card about getting to know yourself. Let's get a card to go with that one. The Ten of Pentacles. Your person might have family matters on their minds. They might have situations that they are really thinking about, okay? It could be to do with relationships. It could be to do with their money. It could be to do with their long-term goals, okay? And it feels like quite a serious energy here. And your person is being quite serious about their own goals and responsibilities, okay? And probably they're keeping it to themselves and they're focusing on that themselves, okay? So we're gonna see what Spirit is saying here about what this person actually thinks of you. Okay, they've got the Hierophant. So, and now the Hierophant is about commitment. So there's obviously somebody here who is committed to you, but this is also about Spirit being involved as well. So that's the other message. There could be a situation whereby your person is loyal to you, but there also could be the fact that Spirit is trying to raise the level of consciousness of this connection. So let's get a card to go with that. Ace of Cups. It's like a new emotional experience for this person, okay? This person's going through a new emotional experience. Spirit is trying to get them to raise their level of consciousness from where they have been, which with the Six of Wands to the Three of Cups, I feel like your person's been far too concerned with the external reality, right? So whether that's work, whether that's socializing with other people, making connections with other people, boosting their image, okay, any of those things. With the Ace of Cups to the Hierophant, it feels like Spirit is getting your person to try and think more about raising the consciousness of your connection, about the fact that they do have feelings for you, okay? So there is some feelings there, and it's the beginning of a new emotional experience for your person, and I feel it's definitely being guided by Spirit. So your person does care, but there's something here that is new, okay? So how they feel, well, they've got the Page of Cups. So this is very much a new beginning with the Page of Cups. Now, this can also mean exploring spirituality. It can be the beginnings of new love for some of you. It could be somebody exploring their sexuality as well. Let's get a card to go with that one. Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is about good judgment. Your person's trying to embrace their journey at the moment. They're still quite naive in quite a lot of ways, and they're definitely being urged by Spirit to make better choices this month. With the Hermit card to the Hierophant, and then we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles makes good judgments. It's about being responsible and having a vision for the longer term and being practical. It's quite a strange energy because the Page of Cups is not really a very practical energy. It's more about exploring, being a bit naive, being a bit overexcited. But the Queen of Pentacles is much more grounded, much more about good judgment, long-term stuff. So your person could be exploring how they want their life to be long-term, okay? So on the one hand, they can be a bit immature. On the other hand, they're trying to be quite serious and make good judgments. So how does your person want to move forward? It feels almost like your person's sort of growing up here. It feels like September could be quite challenging for them in a lot of ways. How they want to be more, how they're moving forward, they want to be more careful. They've got the Page of Swords. They're sort of watching the situation. They're trying to detach themselves here and watch you, think about what's going on with your connection. They've got the Three of Wands, which is the fact that they're in quite a good position now if they want to proceed with a relationship. There's a sort of delay here in a way where they're assessing things, they're watching things, they're thinking about things. So as we're moving through September, your person's kind of perhaps pulling back a bit and having a think, okay? And also the Hangman card fell out with the same batch. So with the Hangman cards, that is like, well, Spirit is making your person have some awakening experiences. Your Spirit doesn't want your person to go into sort of denial at this point. There's definitely a lot of cards here to do with awakening, but it feels like it takes a lot of courage for your person to awaken. It feels very new. We've got 2 pages, you know, there's a newness about this situation for your person. And I would say your person's probably quite immature in a lot of ways, you know, but it feels like Spirit is trying to get them to think quite seriously about what they're doing. And it's like they're backing off before they decide what to do next. What's hidden that you don't see? You know, your person could be going through a whole range of emotions and situations within themselves, whereby one minute they're quite immature, the next minute maybe they're almost too overly serious. It feels like there's quite a lot coming up for them, and I feel like this is really mainly driven by Spirit. I don't think your person is probably not used to getting in touch with this level of emotion or thought, okay? And so it could be quite tricky for them in a way, because it's like, this is quite serious energy that I'm seeing here. And yet your person is coming across as quite immature in a lot of ways. So it could be quite testing for them, and that's why they might be pulling back a little bit to really rethink what's going on. So what's hidden that you don't see in September as we sort of move towards the end of September? There's a Ten of Swords here. So there's some kind of ending here. It doesn't have to be the ending of the connection. For some of you it might be, but it could just be an ending of a chapter of their life that is painful for them. I feel it's taken them out of their ego. You know, to go from the Six of Wands and the Three of Cups, which is quite a sort of, it's an energy of like seeming to enjoy life and seeming to be doing quite well socially, but actually there's so much more going on beneath the surface for this person, with the Hierophant, the Ace of Cups, the Hermit. Do you see what I mean? It's like your person's processing something at the moment, and I think it's painful for them. Oh, they've got the Hermit card as well. Look at that. Hermit again. That's the second Hermit card coming up. It's like they are dealing with something on their own that is painful to do with a past chapter in their life, and only they can deal with it, if you like, okay? And also, it's equally a message for you, for us, that, you know, there's like an identity or somebody that we had become that wasn't really who we were, you know? And perhaps, you know, the Six of Wands and the Three of Cups could be us, you know? Like, we were trying to put on an image that here we are, we're out and about, we're socializing, we're doing certain things with certain people and trying to put a brave face on, you know, but deep down and under the surface, we know Spirit is calling us, and Spirit is getting us to discover our true worth. And it's like we're getting a more serious vision for being authentic and making better judgments. So it's very possible that in September, this connection could be quite challenging, really, because it's almost like you're both having to say goodbye to an old identity, an old image of who you were. And now it's the discovery as we move through September that that's not who I really am, you know, and I need to now go deeper and be more authentic to who I really am. So it's quite a private journey that you're both going on, and I feel like this is for both of you. So let's see what the advice from Spirit is. So that worthiness card as well is going to sort of really be for both of you. You know, both of you finding your true worth after, you know, obviously betrayal. Obviously a period of time where things were very hard, and it's like an ending of that time, and it's now about growing up, about being more mature, about being more in your mastery. So, you know, we've got to say goodbye to the person that we were or the life that we had, and be more grown up or more spiritually mature. So that's kind of what's going on behind the scenes for both of you. But the good thing is it will help you find your true worth, because your true worth doesn't come from an image that you portray and what you're doing out there. Your true worth comes from in here, doesn't it? So your person's probably gone through some letdowns, some disappointments, and kind of realizations that life wasn't working for me anymore. That image that I wasn't really who I was, and who am I really? So it's quite deep, actually, for your person. And I don't think they're used to this sort of journey, okay? I don't think they're used to this sort of journey. I think probably we are more used to this sort of journey, but equally, there's obviously, it's still quite new for us as well, because to have the Hermit twice, it's indicating that Spirit is helping us to get more clarity and see things more clearly. So that could still feel quite a painful process, you know. It could feel quite testing and challenging to sort of open your eyes to realise maybe what's really been going on in your life, and, you know, what, you know, I don't really want to project that image anymore, that's not really me, or, you know, that person isn't really the right connection for me anymore, because I'm getting more in touch with myself and I'm realising certain things I was doing have got to stop, you know. But it's not like a journey whereby you're sort of trying to force yourself to stop things or force yourself to change. This is what I'm being shown is very spiritually entwined. Spirit is working extremely closely to you, so it's very reassuring to know that Spirit's really got your back at the moment, and Spirit is really helping you to honour yourself, honour your worthiness, and really be true to yourself, be more connected, instead of ignoring your feelings or how you really feel about something, to actually be much more aware and see it clearly and say, you know what, I'm not okay about that situation, or this doesn't feel right for me, you know. And it's like you're both learning this type of stuff. So what's the advice from Spirit? Oh, Gilbert's lying down on his little mat. So cute. I wish I could show you. He doesn't normally lie on that mat. So what's the advice from Spirit for as we sort of move through the rest of September then with this connection? Temperance. It's all about balance, having more balance within yourself and finding peace. Temperance is able to be about peace because it's an energy that's very connected to spirit. So it's like a whole new journey for you, moving away from maybe, you know, lying to yourself or being in a bit of denial about things. And then you're gradually, very, very carefully trying to make better choices and trying to tune into your feelings more and trying to be kinder to yourself. And you're getting closer and closer to spirit. So spirit is saying, just keep doing that. Just keep trying to get a better balance and keep trying to make choices that are balanced for you and feel good for you, you know, because you're coming into a better balance overall. It's a very healing month, actually. They're also warning you about your karmic patterns in relationships with the Devil card. Okay, so they're explaining that, you know, you've got the choice between spirit and being kind and true to yourself, but then you've also got the ego, which wants to sometimes stay stuck or wants to stay in desire and attachment, you know. And there has been obviously a stuck energy here with the Two of Swords, you know, if I go back to that card, where it's been difficult to see a situation clearly that has been between two people, but also the Two of Cups represents yourself and unifying with yourself, and you know, you haven't been able to see yourself clearly, you haven't been able to see your own feelings and needs clearly, and that's all starting to open up for you. So it's an exciting experience this month to finally really start tapping into your true spirit, who you really are, clear away anything that you know is not really you, and that's bringing you closer to your true nature. You know, and spirit is just saying, like, be aware that there's always that choice to choose yourself and being kind to yourself, or choosing to stay stuck, because it feels like there's still some temptation around with this person or situation, but it is temporary, because I think you're working through so much here. It just feels like a really intense ride through September for both you and your person, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's super intense. It's like you're both still discovering so much about yourselves individually, you know, and you're starting to realise less and less do I want to do certain things that were pulling me out of alignment. I don't really want to keep doing those things anymore, and I don't really want to keep projecting an image of myself that's not really me. I don't really want to perhaps hang on to certain habits or addictions or connections that I know they're not really serving me, you know. So you know, it's about finding more peace in September. You know, you're finding more peace, your person's finding more peace, but it's going to feel a bit challenging because it's very new, you know, with the 2 pages and the Ace of Cups. It's a new emotional experience. I feel like as a collective on this channel, we're starting to really begin the process of connecting to our true feelings and our true needs, rather than worrying about, you know, the other person. And it's like also not trying to portray an image, but just being really honest with ourselves, who we are. So you know, the advice from spirit is just to stay balanced and focus on that. So the outcome is the 6 of Swords. As we end September, we are going to be moving forward more smoothly. So if it feels challenging at the moment, if everything feels all new to you, because you're trying to figure out so much stuff, it looks like as we move through September, it's going to get a bit easier to move forward. Okay. So there's definitely more balance coming. There's more ability to see the truth, you know, which can be painful at times, seeing the truth of maybe how you were acting, or maybe seeing the truth of how somebody else has been acting. So I feel like that's probably a lot of what's going on, you know, and making those realizations. But although initially that might feel a bit painful and a bit sort of like, oh, I gotta watch what I'm doing, I've got to be really careful right now, because I'm sort of like realizing a lot of things, and I'm seeing this person or this situation with my eyes wide open, and it's a bit shocking, so I need to slow everything down. You know, once you get over that hurdle, Spirit is saying things will start to move forward more easily. You will start to move forward more easily. Sorry, my throat is a little bit. Okay, so there is the Nine of Swords here. So you may be noticing that you're sort of stressing a bit too much about this situation, that there's a lot on your mind, okay? But like I said, Spirit is trying to show you and reassure you that you are going to be moving forward more easily than you imagine. So, you know, and with that Devil card, it's small. It's trying to creep up on the Temperance, which is spirit, peace, balance. It's like, you know, that it's almost like you're sort of doubting yourself at times and feeling insecure and like, am I doing the right thing? Am I moving forward with my life in the right way? And Spirit is trying to reassure you the whole time that they're there. You know, Spirit is so close to you, and you are evolving, you are growing, you are becoming a lot more conscious. And, you know, if there's been a situation with a person in your life that has just been so confusing lately, I feel like this month is going to be the month where you just have a massive breakthrough and you finally see it with total clarity, and you're not lying to yourself, you're not confused. If someone's been pulling the wool over your eyes, I don't think you're going to be in that state anymore. If you've just felt so emotional that you couldn't really sometimes see clearly, I think that's going to really clear up for you. And I think that's really the main message coming out of this is, you know, this is a month of gaining a lot of clarity to do with your relationship, with someone, or your relationship status. You know, you're going to have a lot more clarity on it this month. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Eight of Cups, which is very similar to the Six of Swords. It's all about moving forward, moving on from troubled times. Okay, that card is a bit different with the artwork, but normally it's somebody who's, you know, like walking off into the distance away from their troubled times. So that's kind of basically what's going on for us in this soul family this month. And also it is going on for your person, because you're mirrors, you know, your person's like an actor in a play who's reflecting to you exactly the process you're going through yourself. But it's just, we get so caught up in the other person's story, we don't sometimes recognise how similar it is to exactly what we're experiencing. So now there is the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the other deck, and we've already got the Ten of Swords here, okay? I feel strongly that there's like this ending going on. And like I said, I just really want to emphasise, it doesn't have to be an ending of your connection with this person. For some of you, it might be. But for some of you, it's going to be the ending of this period of time where you've had a real lack of clarity and you couldn't see clearly about a connection. Okay, this is a connection. This is usually the soulmate card. So, you know, you've had confusion around a relationship, and Spirit is working extremely closely with you this month to gain clarity and to finally see it clearly. So if there's a lull and you're not getting much contact with this person, or you feel like there's not enough progress, the reason is that Spirit's trying to get you to open your eyes and see things in a really balanced way, okay? And it's going to really free you up. You're going to be free, where previously you had been very stuck with that Devil card. You know, I feel like you were quite stuck for quite a while with a relationship, and it was very confusing. You know, and on the surface you were sort of maybe wanting to say it was fine, or, you know, that you were okay about it, or the other person was doing that. but actually deep down you were both really confused and you both couldn't really see clearly. But this month you're just both going to get so much better clarity over things. So don't worry, don't fret. There's definitely going to be more information and sort of realizations that come, and I think not all of those realizations have properly been revealed because you've got the moon card underneath. Okay, so the most important thing is to, you know, this is the advice from Spirit in this tarot. The most important advice at this time is to really stay balanced and centered in spirit, and try not to focus on this relationship. Try to just focus on your center, your spiritual connection, staying balanced and staying very, very still, because you might feel quite triggered a lot of the time. But what's going to happen is you're going to get more and more clarity around this relationship and understand how you fit in each other's lives, or what role you have played in each other's lives. And it's all culminating in a new beginning. Oh, I didn't mean to throw that then. Yeah, the Fool is underneath. So underneath the moon, which is where we're currently at this kind of period of, like, you know, ending an old pattern, ending a period of time where there's been confusion. And it's still not, we're not still fully, completely over that. But you're going to get more clarity. And then there's going to be this new beginning with the Fool card. You're definitely going to be moving forward in a more balanced and more smooth kind of way. And you're definitely going to understand more how different people are fitting into your life, what roles they're playing, and that will help as well. But you're moving on from a troubled time. I just really want to reiterate that. The first card was worthiness. That's what you're finding. You're finding your self-worth so that you can be centered and balanced, like it is in the Temperance card, you know. And the clarity that you're going to get, and the balance that you're going to get, and the sense of self-worth that you're getting this month is going to help you to finally move forward. So it's going to be really good, because, and remember you can always turn it around on your person as well. Your person's been confused. Your person's had an identity they've wanted to project and portray, and they've found that really hard to let go of. It's not the real them. And I feel like your person's spending a lot of time this month thinking about who they really are and what they really want, you know, and they might get stressed at times and they might get triggered. But Spirit is working with both of you to raise your level of perception so you can see this relationship more clearly and see really ultimately what's going on, you know. And then from that, although that might be a bit of a painful process, you're actually going to get a new beginning, which is going to be more refreshing, which is going to be much better for you. Whether that new beginning will hopefully be with this person. For some of you, it might be the realization, no, this connection doesn't resonate with me anymore because I'm really understanding who I am now. And so some of you might decide you're moving on. But some of you, it's like your person and you finally moving on from a period of time where you were either playing a game, or, you know, one of you was perhaps pretending to be somebody you weren't really, you know. So it's a really, really interesting reading. And the main thing to take out of it is that by the end of September, you'll have a lot more clarity over this relationship. And if you just stay really calm, I know it's hard when we're emotionally triggered by relationships, but if you stay really calm, there's going to be a new beginning for you, okay? And hopefully this relationship will start improving. For a lot of you, I think that's very possible. For others of you, it might be that you're stepping forward without this connection, you know, but the main thing is everyone's going to come out of it with a better sense of self-worth, you know, and greater clarity over, you know, who am I really, you know. So that's the message. I hope it helped. It was very interesting. And, you know, Spirit is there. We've got the Hierophant card, 2 Hermit cards, and the Temperance. They're very spiritual cards. So Spirit is very close guiding this. You know, Spirit wants everything to constantly expand in consciousness. So whatever is going on is expanding your person's consciousness and also your consciousness to raise up, which is really amazing. So thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. If you want to book in for a reading, you know you're very welcome, just contact me. And I am sending you lots of love wherever you are on Gaia. Peace.